So yeah, what did you want? You wanted to talk about the healthcare system today?
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly point out some qualities of private healthcare.
All right, we'll go for it.
Here's some benefits. With private healthcare, you have choice. It provides patients options for coverage and a choice of physicians. Patients can choose their preferred hospital or clinic with private healthcare. Quality, private healthcare breeds competition. Competition's a big thing with private.
That's the lone
private
reason
healthcare.
I need right there is competition, because that's what's gonna push the prices lower and lower, because people are gonna go to the best quality at the lowest price.
People don't seem to realize that.
And if you put that into the hands of our government, they could raise the prices to whatever they want, and we can't change it at all.
It's a patient's freedom to choose a rival provider produces incentive to provide high-quality service. So they're going to have high-quality service because they have to stay in business. It's a for-profit will provide that.
Yeah.
And the waiting is much less with private healthcare. You can walk in there. Anyone can walk in there. And if you have the money, which is usually fairly inexpensive, then you can get healthcare without having to deal with insurance, and waiting. Like, look at Canada, for example, and their healthcare system nationwide, and how stories of people having to wait for months to get operations there.
Yeah, and I remember going to the Netherlands and talking to a guy that lived there and just saying how ridiculous it was. You had to be on like a 6-month waiting list for a procedure that could kill you in 4 months if you don't have the procedure. You know, or in Russia, for example, once the state takes over the medical industry, doctors aren't making a lot of money anymore, so there's not really a lot of motivation for very talented people to be doctors. You know, so it's really just poor medical care. You get what you pay for, and they're not paying them very much in these socialist countries where they have socialized medical care. You know, so the quality of that medical care is slipping quite a bit.
There's one more quality, reduced government spending with privatized healthcare. Premiums are paid by employers and beneficiaries instead of taxes. So that's one other benefit. I see a lot of benefits of it. Some people are scared of it.
I'm definitely scared of the state-run healthcare system, where if you can't afford health insurance, you're gonna get fined through the IRS.
A lot of states opt out of that, which is nice.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's a pretty scary thought to me. That if you're too poor to afford something, we're gonna make you even more poor. And all these poor people are just going along with it. Obama's great. He gave me a free phone. That's because they're on Medicare and Medicaid.
Yeah.
They already have their health insurance. They're not worried about the poor people who don't leech from the system like that. Dude, I've had back problems I was in my accident 10 years ago. I had a spinal fusion 8 years ago, right? I could have been on disability this whole time. I refused to do it. Because my conscience.
Yeah, you don't want to burden.
I do not want to be a leech on society. I do not want to have to call Big Brother for help every time I have a problem. I like to take care of my stuff for myself. I feel like I'm a dying breed anymore. Obviously, you guys in this room are very like-minded. You want to be self-reliant. You know? If you have home intruders in your home, you don't want to turn off the lights and just swing away.
Too many people rely on the government to take care of them.
Yeah.
People need to start taking care of themselves and being more responsible for their own individual lives.
Amen.
People need to criticize the government more instead of...
Not necessarily criticize it, but question the motives.
Yeah.
I mean, people automatically think, oh, they wouldn't lie to us. They've taken care of us for so long. They protected us. No, they're being the bullies. They're kind of invoking other nations to hate us, and I don't blame other countries for hating us right now.
And think about what the end result is of that. To make America so unpopular and so hated, eventually Americans will start to hate themselves, and it will dissolve. And I think that's the plan, really, is the dissolution of this country, and what they want to consider progress. God, I hate it when people say that. That's progress. You know? oh, well, we've destroyed all of this. Yeah, but that's progress, you know? Why is it that this multi-millionaire farmer has 10,000 acres and he gets government checks every year for millions and millions of dollars? That's progress. What do you mean? Well, that's progress. That's moving forward.
It's theft.
It's ridiculous. It needs to end. We are bankrupting not only are we bankrupting ourselves, we are bankrupt. Culturally, financially, spiritually. Man, this is a really, like, we are seriously standing on a cliff. And I'm not saying whether we are. And I'm not saying like whether we're feet or we're inches from it. We're just at this cliff, looking down, and it's a huge drop.
I want to lead a march. Let's lead a march right to Washington.
It's too cold.
Okay, we'll wait until April or May.
I don't even know if that helped. They have people doing that every day.
Yeah, there are. But the cool thing is, it really only takes like 3%, a minority of the people to stand up to really create change.
The thing what people need to do is get involved in their local and state government.
Yeah.
Start educating yourselves and start running for these offices. I mean, if you want to see a change, don't expect someone else to do it.
Yeah, you
be the change that you want to see.
You have to get like-minded people in that position, in those positions of power.
That's why I ran for delegate last year, and I made it to the state level. So more people need to start educating themselves and start running for these offices if they expect to see anything different.
I see. I agree.
Yes.
Maybe Bob Rob for mayor.
I'd vote for you. This does make me want to get into politics sometimes.
Yeah, it does me too. But then,
there's always
you worry because you hear the phrase. You hear like absolute power corrupts
right.
absolutely.
You don't want to get corrupted.
You worry.
Yeah.
Because we're all human. Any politician who goes up there just acts like I'm immune to corruption. Blah blah blah. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
Because people are people. Even if you're high glossy, polished up politician wearing some Abercrombie and Fitch ridiculousness, whatever, you're still just a person. You're vulnerable to lapse in judgment. We all are.
That's why we all need term limits, and after a certain amount of times, just not be able to do it anymore. Yeah. I think.
Or like this Giffords from Arizona, former Congressman Giffords. If you've sustained a brain injury, and it may sound cruel, but I don't mean to be, but if you've sustained a brain injury, maybe take a step back from the heavy thinking. She's coming out with this whole, it's just enough. It upsets me when you want to talk guns and you don't really have an argument, but you at least put words together. But then when you just want to encapsulate it into one word, enough. And like, how do you even have a debate with that?
Who else did that?
Well, just that
Change.
Congressman.
Where do you hear that? That was one word that led.
Yeah.
Look what happened with that.
Don't even get me started on change we can't believe
One word can be dangerous.
Yeah. Like what? I'm trying to think of a dangerous one word.
I already gave you one, Bob.
Okay.
That's all I had.
I was hoping for another.
I just thought it'd be funny to
all
try
right.
that in.
Look, we've gone now 10 minutes since I said we were going to take a break, and you have to get to your class.
Right. I appreciate letting me
no
talk
problem,
about
brother.
it before I go.
But it's about 6 minutes to 10.